Hello, she's new. You see a determined but pallid-looking woman in her 30s. Her outfit hints at a metropolitan sensibility. You sense an air of hypochondria about this mysterious woman. Find Sonia showing Mourinho a picture and asking in a distressed voice whether he's seen a man named Randolph Carter. Can't believe I didn't. Sorry for eavesdropping, miss, but I believe I've seen the man you're looking for. It may well have been mere imagination, but I did indeed meet your husband. You have? Oh, please do tell. Her words are cut off by an impertinent Mourinho. A signorer of high standards such as yourself shouldn't pay attention to a man who can barely pay for my services. Mr. Know-it-all here probably wants to squeeze you, that's all. It's rude to interrupt a lady, Mourinho. Now, miss, try a little harder, Mourinho, and even you just might believe it. Shall we go a little somewhere and, ignoring Mourinho interrupts you again. Well, I'm sorry, Signora, but allow me to serve you our finest liquor. Pours whiskey from the bottle. His face is very familiar, actually. Let me look at the picture again. Filling her glass, Mourinho throws you a mean gaze. Sonia is looking straight at you as if her life depends on what you're about to tell her. So did you really see my Randolph? I did, miss, in the queerest way imaginable. She was perplexed but intrigued. Then if I'm to believe you, sir, you must provide some details about him. He had blonde hair, glasses, and wore a striped vest and matching trousers. He had a wide chin, thin lips, and wore a silk jacket, green bow tie and vest, narrow face, blue eyes, and wore a tweed jacket. Well, yes, very accurate. He used to wear that for special occasions, just as he did to the journalists' convention where we met. So strange. Were you acquainted with him before? Never. I'd seen the man in my life before. Never I'd seen the man in my life before I did in my dream. No, madam, though I feel a vague affinity towards him. I wasn't, but the abstract realism of the vision almost seemed to suggest otherwise. So what was he doing, or where was he going? Did he tell you anything else apart from his name? He was about to enter an old abandoned house somewhere in Arkham. He told me that he sought inspiration, whatever that implies, said something about covering a long way to eternity. Shudders and her eyes become teary. Just like he wrote in his last letter. Oh, he's here. He must be alive then. How did he communicate with you? And why you instead of me, I wonder? In rare cases, studies by Frederick Myers have shown that telepathy is possible. She seems to be drowned in a sea of memories for a short moment as she looks deep into the vagueness. Finally, a single tear of happiness glides down her cheek. I'm Sonia H. Green Carter. Thank you for sharing this with me, Mr. My name is Joshua Whittingham. Nice meeting you as well, Sonia. Can you help me find him then? There must have been a reason for Randolph to meet you. If I follow you, would you be kind enough to take me to that house? I can't, Mrs. Carter. I have other priorities. That's so. Well, I understand, but if you find any further information related to my husband, please do notify me. I'll do my best, Mrs. Carter. Bye. Because I was worried that would take my outsider dudes. I worked hard for him. Wish they'd let me inside. So we got healed up. We're mostly healed up now. Yeah, buddy. We had a trippy dream. We had a really weird dream. Dream good enough to share with your friends. What's he giving me? A rustic-looking fellow approaches you with a note in his hand. He puts the small folded paper into your hand. What is this? He wanders away without a word. End dialogue. Conversation request. Is he a servant carrying the word of his lord? Last time I saw his master, he looked to be in considerable trouble. So what did I just pick up? Inventory. Typed invitation from Stanley Frederick, the Oddball Folklorist. Only found the exit that I mentioned to you. I can get us out. Meet me in my house at number 39 Main Street. He's the guy that always tells me to get lost. Mate. I might buy his book. Oh, he's gonna wait outside because he doesn't feel comfortable. Right, so inventory. Didn't I have a Cthulhu statue? I've got a Cthulhu statue. Old man is sitting behind the dusty counter, surrounded by a variety of odd objects. He doesn't look pleased to see you. What do you know about this statuette? Show him the Cthulhu statuette. He still pushes his glasses up over his blurry eyes and takes a closer look at the object. Looks like a rendition of one of the deities that the cult worships. Seen a crude totem similar to this one on Riverside. His eyes fall to the figurine again. The art style is peculiar though. Cannot attribute it to any culture I know of. I can't say that I enjoy its presence. Take it away, sir. I don't want anything related to that bloody cult in my shop. He turns to his business. So, journal. I should keep an eye out for someone who could tell me more about this frightening figure. Decipher the meaning of the poem. Go to Stanley's house at Main Street. Oh my gosh. Getting some science points there. So I've already had a word with her as well, haven't I? So that should be fine. That's not 39 Main Street. That should be fine. I think that weirdo guy had a folklore bit. I knew it. What did you know? An ambiguous twinkle of expectation towards you in his eyes. He approaches you with an almost unnatural affection. You. What about me? It's you. Do I know you? You are him. I mean, you are you, but you're also him. Ha! An odd pulsating spasm at the end of his mouth. Those eyes. Who am I? You'll know in time, and we'll live those lovely, lovely moments again. Ha! And I'll be a very good boy this time. Locks his eyes, alien and affectionate on yours. Billy will be a very good boy. Slowly drifts away from Billy's presence. Where was this stabber? Oh, it's someone stabbed, wasn't it? It's getting creepy. Oh, yep, there's someone stabbed. Is that it? Is that Julian? Oh boy. On immediate scrutiny, you deduce that his wounds, which extend from collarbone to groin, were inflicted by a broad blade with a singular, almost preternaturally keen edge. Every single thrust perforated right through muscles, sinews, and bone. They're all wordless. Heartless maniac killed him. Arkham resident is looking at the mutilated corpse as if hypnotized by the slowly burgeoning pool of blood that threads its way through the cobblestones of the doomed town. What happened here? Man suddenly starts shouting, "The stabber! The stabber has killed again!" Stabber? The Arkham stabber! Where have you been living, sir? I think this is the third victim. All butchered, stabbed until they end up like poor Julian here. I mean, like a honeycomb. Oh, that's a poor taste. Julian, do you know this man? He shakes his head. Not a bad fellow. Used to stay at the Essex Hotel. He didn't deserve such a fate. Nobody deserves... Looks at the hardly recognisable corpse on the ground in horror. That? Who deserves what they reap here? What do you know about this Arkham stabber? Nobody has any idea who he is. Even the mob can't catch him. Some say he's a demon. Others speculate that he's a loony of the worst kind. How do you know the stabber is a he? I don't. It could be a she. Would only be fair after what these brutes did to all that. He becomes aware of a mob fist standing nearby. Never mind, I'd better go. Goodbye. As you were about to leave the site of the gruesome murder, you notice something odd about the hobo standing nearby. The man begins to shake as if the throes of a seizure, and his pupils transform from black to a murky white. Abruptly he kneels as if possessed by an unknown force, dips his hand in the blood pool on the pavement, begins to draw a star-like symbol on the ground with the dead man's freshly spilled bodily fluid. As you are watching this scene in bewilderment, the milky eyes turn directly at you, and the broken man speaks in an ominous tone, completely alien to his appearance. Your path crosses with the dead one. This simple flight of a soul will uncover more. And now there's blood on the ground which once coursed through the veins of the remorselessly slaughtered victim he had used by an entranced hobo to draw an eldritch symbol. Two of the mob's cannon fodder are speaking below their breaths. They seem unaware of your presence. Corey, seems the stabber sent another fella to the big sleep. Should I bring word to the face? You get paid to be this dumb, Martin? He points to the corpse with his chin. Does he seem like a man of the face to you? No, Corley. Then think about it. Is it really necessary to take this to the face ourselves? Don't you remember how mad the boss got when that gumshoe Wilkins failed to find that psycho stabber? Wilkins? You watch the burly man struggle to compute the information. You mean that fatso detective whose arms we cut off? The one staying at the Yale? See, you can be smart when you need to. Then you must have been there when the boss got hot under the collar after that idiot Wilkins told him he couldn't find out who the stabber is. That was a lot of words at one time, Corley. Let me think. The boss got mad that day. So do I take the word to him or not? The man sighs deeply. Harlan, sometimes sincerely wish I was a fucking wall, you know? Pointing at a nearby wall. Like that one over there. Simple, unpainted, indifferent, brick wall. A wall? Why is that, Corley? So I could simply be, without needing to comprehend your bullshit, Marlon. The mob gun takes a deep breath. Look, I plan to not be around when the boss learns that the stabber psycho is still on a rampage. You better do the same. Looks at the corpse on the floor one last time. He's not one of us anyway, so who gives a crap? Let's beat it, Marlon. Turning to leave, the two mob men spot you standing nearby. What the fuck are you looking at, sheep? Nothing, gentlemen. Well, that is not the Arkham Ball of some damn fairground attraction. You better mind your own business before Marlon makes you the main attraction. He may be my own personal tormentor, but when it comes to whacking the likes of you, he's a straight-up virtuoso. Catch my drift? Forgive me, but I don't have time to stay for the performance. Goodbye. I look, Sherlock Holmes blows the fucking case wide open. Why are you still following me? Why are you following me? We used to walk together into the woods and then to the well at the crossroads. He stares into the emptiness as if seeing it before him. I will draw the water. Let me do it this time. I'll do it this time. I'm going to ask nicely, but this is last time. In response, he starts to shout hysterically. Do it! I deserve it! Which one do you want, sir? The lash or the cold embrace? You'll see that Billy is a good boy. Leave me alone. Yeah, you stop following me, you freak. Knock on the door. Mr. Frederick is expected. Glad to see you. This way. Stanley's waiting for you in his room, resting. We'll be happy to see you that way. Right, I'm gonna get his book first. Just to compliment the guy's ego, you know? Because it's right there. Can't be much. Let's see what you got, buddy. Everybody will have a go. I do not like the fact that that Billy guy is following me. I'm gonna have to whoop him. Have I been a bad boy? Do what you have to do. He looks at the gun, not the lash. For a moment you think you see the black stain of regret in his eyes. Maybe that's what I deserve. Father! Ah, never mind. Ha, that's my motto, never mind. There's a black heart bothering you, just never mind. I like to stay positive myself, you know? I'm gonna get him just killed in some fight.